Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for my Once Upon a Time recap. So to recap on tonight's episode, it basically is Emma trying to see if she can trust Gideon, because we all know how it's been going so far. Gideon's trying to kill Emma. So they're trying to bargain with each other. Emma wants Hook back, so she's trying to figure out a way how to get him back home, and Gideon has a way, but Emma won't offer help unless he tells her. But he needs to help her defeat the Black Fairy, if first of all. This episode was interesting because we got a lot about Gideon's backstory and the Black Fairies. It doesn't really doesn't really tell us what the world is, so I'm just going to call it the Black Fairies world. So, in the Black Fairies world, we see Gideon as a baby, and apparently the children in this world work in the mines, and they're like really broken, lost children, it seems like. So, they work in the mines, and when Gideon's a baby, I guess the caretaker in the mines, it says, I'll look after this child as my own, and the Black Fairy says, no, look after it as if it were mine. So the Black Fairy sees that Gideon is really special, and we see that Gideon basically grew up in a cage for his childhood, and he was reading this book that Belle gave him. He stole it from the Black Fairy because, as we've seen, the Black Fairy stole it from, not stole it, she took it away from Gideon when he was a baby. And his cellmate really loves the book that he was named after, but the Black Fairy finds out that Gideon stole it, and she then, it doesn't really say what she did to his friend, but we can assume that she tortured him in some way. So we see that as Gideon grew up, he became very loyal to the Black Fairy, and the Black Fairy then realized that one of the children took this key, and she has Gideon go look for it. And this day also happens to be Gideon's birthday, and it's ironic because he's 28 and Emma was 28 when she came to Storybrooke, so I'm thinking, is Gideon going to be the new savior? I have no idea. But in the mines, he threatens the children with dark magic if they don't tell. And sure enough, somebody comes forward, and it's actually Gideon's former cellmate. And he convinces Gideon to be the hero that he knows he can be, and the hero in the book that he was named after. But he's kind of like struggling internally because he is loyal to the Black Fairy, like I mentioned, but then he also wants to be this hero. But his cellmate mentions that there's a savior, and that it can help everybody in this world. So they go to the Black Fairy's room to steal this orb, and it was actually a trick, and I kind of thought that's what the Black Fairy was doing. I kind of suspected that she was testing him, and Gideon failed the test. So the Black Fairy then turns his cellmate into a spider and then crushes him. So yeah, it's really weird because Gideon is going through a lot. He doesn't seem like the villain that we all assumed. The Black Fairy then took Gideon's heart, and now she's been controlling him this whole time, and that actually makes perfect sense. How Gideon's like this evil guy 1 minute and then not, you know. So we see that Emma and Gideon actually go to the sorcerer's house. I mean, the sorcerer's mansion. And I'm thinking to myself, does the Black Fairy live here? Because it seems like somewhere she'd live. So they go to make this portal, and sure enough, this spider comes out of it, and it's the Black Fairy sending a message. So Gideon and Emma are trying to, fight the spider, and it actually leaves webs all over the place, and Emma gets stuck in one. Instead of Gideon trying to help Emma, he reveals that the spider's actually his, I guess, pet, and he wants the spider to kill Emma because in order to stop the Black Fairy, he needs to kill the savior and use the powers to destroy her. So he leaves basically Emma there to die, and it was kind of weird because it was actually Gold that came and saved the day. So Gold came and saved Emma, and Snow and Emma are sick of Emma being threatened. So Emma warned Gold that if Gideon threatened her again, that she's gonna try to basically try to kill him now. Like, she's not going to stand by and let Gideon try to kill her. And Belle knows that there's good in Gideon somewhere, but Emma and Snow seem a little bit blind to see that. So it looks like there's a war starting in Storybrooke. But what was interesting is that the Black Fairy actually made it through the portal, that when Emma was captured by the spider, the portal opened just enough for her to escape. So now, welcome to Storybrooke, the Black Fairy. And I gotta say, the Black Fairy seems like an interesting character. I look forward to watching more and reading more about her story. I'm sure there's more to it than we know. As usual, the villains are usually misunderstood. And I gotta say, the Black Fairy's gorgeous. I mean, however evil she is definitely gorgeous, and her wardrobe is fantastic. The other things that went on in this episode is that Hook is trying to get back to Emma, so he actually meets Blackbeard, and he offers up his ship as an exchange, I believe, to, if he loses, he forks over his ship to Blackbeard, but then if he wins, he gets this magic bean to take him back to Storybrooke. And Blackbeard actually wins the hand, but Hook realizes that he cheated, so Blackbeard gives him the beam, but Blackbeard says that, they're going together. And because of this magic that's on Storybrooke, the bean doesn't take him to Storybrooke, it actually takes him to Neverland, and we haven't seen Neverland since season 3, so this is actually interesting. Blackbeard basically leaves Hook there. He kind of knocks him out and tries to take this boat to escape, so, well, he actually does escape, so I'm wondering what Hook's gonna do now, because there's Lost Boys after him. Regina's trying to figure out a spell how to break Snow and Charming's curse, and Henry is about to help her with this, but he's like, I don't know, he's like possessed or something. Like, this look in his eyes were like all gray and everything, and he's writing down these weird markings in his book. So Regina doesn't know what's going on, so she feels like she has no choice but to go to the last author, Isaac, and we all know how crazy he was. He tried to kill everyone. So he tries to bargain with Regina because he wants out of that cell in the mental hospital. So he says he wants a car. He wants to go to, specifically, I believe, fancy car, and he wants to go to New York, and he actually wants Hamilton tickets. So that's interesting. And he reveals that his powers are kind of consuming Henry, and that his powers can basically take over. So Regina is at the town line, and she doesn't give Isaac the fancy car he wanted, and her magic couldn't get Hamilton tickets. I mean, I don't think no magic could get Hamilton tickets at this point, but he reveals that he wants to get out of here because of what's going on with the author, and he opens the book, and it shows that they're at the last chapter, and Henry's like wondering what happens at this last chapter, and Isaac reveals that there will be a final battle, and the Savior will basically fight in the final battle, face someone, and Isaac is like, he does not want to be there for this. So I'm thinking, like, because it's the last chapter, and it says the season finale is called The Final Battle, so I'm wondering if this is like an omen, like that the series is going to be canceled after season 6. I'm not sure. I mean, back in the pilot, they said that Gold said that there'll be a final battle the Savior will be in, so I'm wondering if this is the end. I'm not sure. They haven't confirmed or denied that the season will be renewed, but they said the season will be renewed for season 7. There'll be a big reboot. I'm wondering what's going to happen there. But the previews for next week show that there is a way to kind of save everyone. They kind of manipulate time and go back in time to manipulate Emma's life. And I guess at a certain point in her life, if they rescue Emma now, that she won't become the Savior, and Charming and Snow are kind of struggling with that, which I'm going to assume they'd let her be the Savior because that's who she is. So that would kind of be conflicting, because the Savior is part of Emma and who she is, but the evil queen is part of Regina and who she is, but yet she was completely separated from her. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do next week. Hoping they could explain that a little bit because that's a little bit frustrating. I hope you guys enjoyed Once Upon a Time tonight. If you guys want to check out Once Upon a Time, it is on Sundays, 8 p.m. on ABC. I hope you guys enjoyed my Once Upon a Time recap, and until next time, stay regal.